You guys remember Akela, right? Russian publishers of the Postal series and the ones primarily responsible for how Postal 3 turned out, and who published Corkscrew Rules, well, they started publishing by releasing the first Postal game in the Russian market. The game after that, which we're looking at today, well, it's like a lost build engine game, kids. I was wondering why people were telling me to play Liquidator. It looked like a piece of shit. And that's me just answering my own question. I didn't think I could find a build game that was comparable in quality to Tech War. No, I'm not joking. Liquidator, thankfully, has gotten a semi-translation in English that allows me to play it. Thank you, whoever did this, and I hope you burn in hell. I've noticed a trend of DOS trash adding the words 3D action to the title to remind the consumer that they'll get all the shooting and violence they could ever hope for. See these menus? Oh yeah, that's fixed, sis, baby. And it looks even worse than when I use it. I'm so glad that the publisher, Strategy First, re-released Liquidator on Steam for free, which is a better deal than I got from them when I bought fucking Neuro.
I'm an honest officer of the law.
It's part of the Ultimate Slavjank collection. Ultimate Slavjank Collection.
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
Let's see, 3 episodes just like Duke Nukem 3D, and like Duke 3D, it also runs on eDuke, so I don't have to worry about playing it in DOS. That's the least of my problems. First episode, The Swamps. An entire episode of Swamps. Very cool. But we start at the Agency of Virtual Teleportation. There's a woman on the loudspeaker saying something in Russian, but it doesn't matter. I'll fill you in on the story. Get this from the Steam description.
Play this game and you'll realize that everything you knew about hell was actually paradise. Liquidator will shed light on the true state of events. You'll even get to choose the paths you take to hell. There are 3 of them. All of them are similar to the post-Perestroika era.
Yeah, sure, lay all the blame on Gorbachev. But this isn't the story of this game. That's this broken translation of a texture that's a wall of Russian text.
You all know that after Professor Silverman created the first teleportation installation in 1993, adventurers rushed in crowds. Something unexpected happened. The creatures inhabiting the lower realms of virtual realities responded with a powerful confrontation. Moreover, a number of aggressive groups managed to capture teleportation installations.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
None of that is important. Look, there's monsters, they're from hell, the teleportation experiments went wrong. You gotta go into hell and you gotta destroy teleporter fuel. That's not an objective, but you do it to get health back. But first we have to visit headquarters and look around. We go to an art exhibit with a skeleton. A skeleton? And then we got a Duke kick, but it's Duke punch. And it's not the quick kick, it's the secret move. They tell you about it in the Steam description. Oh, finally, I get to the arsenal. We get all our guns here. Our flamethrower, our bazooka, our Uzi, which is... That looks like they ripped it from a screenshot of Shadow Warrior and then used the smudge tool in Photoshop to file off the serial numbers. That's actually a Mac 0. And then the shotgun that looks worse and still has Duke 3D's muzzle flash on it that isn't properly synced to the new animations, like you can see the edge of the Duke shotgun.
Just the tip.
And a revolver that looks even worse. You notice how I didn't pick up the med kit or the armor? That's because you have to press Use to pick those up. So I go upstairs to the Alex and Yago door and proceed to the next level where I get to the arsenal. Wait. Oh, hey, there are pipe bombs too. I go into the portal to hell and come out in a swampy village type area. Some Duke 3D sounds in there, absolutely, some Duke textures, a bird of prey that makes a chicken sound when it dies, and skeletons that die and leave behind reskinned protozoid slimes that sound like Speedy Gonzales, flowers that attack me, some sort of mummy creature that throws photos of snakes. Wait, I killed that flower. You guys saw me kill it, right? What the fuck? Okay, I need to find some health. I don't want to dip into the portable med kit too much just yet. This looks promising. You fucking what? Okay, this picture of an apple gives me 30 HP. Cool. I started using the flamethrower because it's basically Duke 3D Shrinker, except it makes any enemy explode in one hit. And if you're too close to it, you also die instantly. Oh, we got a key here, right? Cool. Maybe I gotta use it like armor. Okay, so the blue ones aren't poison. Oh, you... Oh, hey, a secret stash of ammo. They're all located next to these A and A symbols, but there's a skeleton and skulls in there, so I'm gonna... It blows up the ammo. But hey, I found a key. Just use this piano when it's in a secret. Yeah, the first key I need is in a secret. I'll just blow up some barrels over here and that'll give me some health. I used the yellow key, and this way is a dead end. Wait, I know I cleared out this room. Are you telling me that the enemies in every room, in every level, continuously spawn? Like forever? The skeletons have some kind of hit scan attack that's really poorly telegraphed, so I flame them and run through this room and then... Oh, there's just spawn triggers everywhere. No wonder all the secrets give you so much ammo. Nothing to worry about, there's just a snake morphing into a naked woman with... Okay, let me just... I found the yellow key, Liquidator. I found it in a secret. There's another? Not just that, kids. See, the keys work like in Duke 3D or Quake. You lose them when you use them. Except there's no fucking level in Duke 3D that requires you to collect a key more than once. Do you know how many keys I have to collect in the first level of Liquidator? There's a third yellow key lock behind the second yellow key lock. You need a red key to get out of a room that turns Duke 3D's crane claws into giant spiders. They're not enemies, not these giant spiders, but there are giant spider enemies, don't you fucking worry. There's a second blue key lock behind the first blue key lock. To get the second blue key, you have to backtrack to a wall that opened next to the teleporter you came in. There are 6 keys you have to find in this level, 3 yellow, 2 blue, and 1 red. At least half are entirely unnecessary. The game forces you to backtrack across the entire level, which is designed like this, by the way. Go back to the beginning, then all the way back to the exit. Let's see how we did. My time, 35 minutes 38 seconds, just 25 minutes over par. And where it says 3D Realms time, which I'm assuming means developer time, it says 40 minutes, 331 endlessly spawning enemies killed. And I found all but 1 secret, which is good because that's apparently where the fucking keys are. This is level 1. Level 2 is called Guardians of the Swamp Gods. You need 7 keys to get through this one. The gameplay loop of Liquidator is not like a build engine game. It's closer to Hexen than anything else, except I'd rather be playing Hexen because the level design is less confusing. Liquidator's levels are enormous, twisty, unfocused messes where secrets might be essential to progress. No matter where you go, there's always enemies because they are constantly spawning into the level through triggers, I think. They weren't lying on the Steam page. Everything I knew about Hell was paradise. And this is hell after Perestroika, I guess. And privatizing industries led to this? Like, I know it was bad over there, but luckily after level 2, the first episode is over. And look, this one only took me 40 minutes, minus whenever I died and reloaded, and I killed 750 enemies while wandering around confused like a complete jag-off. Here we go, episode 2, Hellgrounds. First map is headquarters and I get to the arsenal. We get all our guns here. Now we're actually in hell. It sounds much worse. I should mention that the faces with red or green eyes or whatever, which look like switches, they're not. They're not always switches. They're enemies sometimes, but you have to use your secret move against them, not guns. Guns don't work, because then you might accidentally not be fucking annoyed. You thought that Terminator intro was just because of the title. Nope, here's a T-1000 that shoots explosives at you, and you shoot at him and he gets smaller. And demons that turn into shadow versions of themselves that phase out of existence when you try to shoot them in energy balls that explode, and they all still respawn. They respawn fast and silently.
Да нет, здесь ты вряд ли пролезешь.
Look at this, Liquidator. You're making Lenin cry tears of blood. What? Trying to describe how these levels are laid out is a fool's errand. I'd sooner try to explain string theory to a fucking golden doodle. There is no rhyme or reason to it. There are key doors, there are keys, and those things are scattered around the map in seemingly random places. Except that exit key in level 1, that was just hateful. Like, here's a time tunnel. That's gotta be the exit, right? And there's little hints of interesting design buried under all of this. It's not good design because it doesn't complement the gameplay and is just people fucking around with the build engine and selling it like it's a real game. I don't quite understand how these extremely slow-moving elevators work because you have to press U's for them to go up or down, and good luck knowing which is gonna happen. And some sick asshole thought that the sound you make when interacting with nothing, instead of being like,
"Oh damn, I'm running into walls now,"
should instead be, sounds like pressing a switch, doesn't it? No sound at all would be better than that. And so after my 800th yellow key, I ride this cart through what looks like a destroyed city. Oh look, a newly spawned enemy killed me. Well, I'm stuck on this cart. I guess I should have seen him coming. I speed past some laser trip bombs before they arm and exit the episode. Found all the secrets this time, but missed 169 enemies. Wow, cool. Good time on that one. They save the worst levels for last. The Lost City has lots of spiders, pointy-hatted wizards that spawn little skeletons, the Grim Reaper. Katie, please just mute the audio. You want to see what is paradoxically lazy and also way too much effort? Duke 3D shark sprites. However, I think they've been upscaled and blurred, but there's like aliasing on the edges, like it's in the same place in the art files as it is in Duke 3D, but they just made it shittier looking. They had the choice to do nothing and they fucked it up. So all the enemies are operating with the same code Duke 3D had. Like this enemy, the White Grim Reaper, is actually the Flying Pig Cop. And so when you shoot a missile at it, it goes right through. And so when you shoot a second missile at it, it also goes right through. But if you aim for his crotch, bam, explodes into a regular Grim Reaper and a skeleton. Now, by this point, I'm fed up with this game's level design, and I have no idea where I'm supposed to get another key or what to do with the yellow key that I have, so I sequence break with this jump and leave the level. Which takes us to the final stage, Night of 1,000 Horrors. I'm in survival mode now. Not kill everything or find secrets, although the secrets are really easy to find and so I can get ammo for the one weapon that's good at killing monsters. I'm quick saving every room because I don't want to play this anymore. I don't want to touch it. I don't want it. I don't care why some of these magic carpets I have to jump on aren't solid, and apparently I just have to fucking guess which ones. No, I don't care. Not one bit. That's the end. There's no bosses. It's the end of the game. It's over. Thank God.
Hey, Civvie.
What?
I got an improved version.
Improved? What, does it come with a revolver with one bullet in the cylinder?
Oh no. No, you're gonna love it. It's a modern remaster of Liquidator.
Shut up, that's not a thing. Nobody was... Oh, sweet Jesus, no. Well, this is Liquidator 2.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Liquidator 2 somehow exists. And that name is a lie, because it's a remake of Liquidator 1 made in 2005. It was a full top-to-bottom, from-scratch remake of fucking Liquidator. Liquidator was already so obscure and shitty that I assume they took the title and slapped it onto another game that had nothing to do with it, like they own the rights and they're gonna use that name, like Bethesda used Prey. Oh god no, we're not so lucky. Akela didn't do this as far as I can tell. It says Reef Entertainment in the intro, so I guess they're responsible for this bit of digital necromancy. The game starts with bad menus that you have to hover over to know what they are. But you know what really excited me? The new intro cutscene. This guy's just sitting here reading a magazine, not paying attention, and then suddenly, strip club. And then, less suddenly, hell invades.
So, gentlemen, this is what we have.
Huh?
At 10:30 p.m., we got a signal of an unauthorized entry through the teleport.
I'm just guessing at what he's saying. I think it's supposed to be a funny Stallone impression.
We don't know shit about the nature of the threat. But what we know is that the invasion coming from one of the 3 parallel worlds. Your mission is to get on each of these worlds and destroy subspace transport channels from the inside. We must stop these busters. Any questions?
No, sir!
This is it. This is the whole introduction. Except the commander has one more line.
Geeks I missed.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I wasn't prepared for how faithful this was going to be to the original. You got a chapter selection screen here, and they're all the same chapters. Swamp, Hell, Lost City. Let's start in the swamp. Oh, that's nasty. Look at this thing. It's like every terrible mid-2000s graphical effect thrown into a teleporter with Hexen 2. It's blurry and bloomy, and it wants the sweet release of death. I can change the FOV in the config file somewhere, but not in the game options themselves, so get used to this. Because I did. Just pretend you're playing as Snake Plissken. And the enemies are the same. They're like actually recreated from the original game like they deserved preservation. The fucking flowers, too. The game seems marginally better. Like, I can pick up these jars and they don't usually take my health away because that was an obviously stupid and cruel mechanic. Skeletons are back, but different, because their armor actually protects them and you need to do headshots. Headshots! They actually matter in this game. Skeletons will also get back up after you shoot them. This time shedding the armor or spawning one of those annoying skull things that act like Duke 3D slimes. Except it's 2005, so they could do enhanced mechanics for them, like glitching out so you can't hit them when they latch on. Enemies still respawn, because otherwise you'd have nothing to do while backtracking through the massive, ugly level that only has slightly better signposting than the last game. Like, who was this for? Who made this? Because there certainly seems to be some love and appreciation for the first game. Why? None of that was fun. By comparison, this almost reaches the threshold of being a game. Just as I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, I take a look at the store page and read the About This Game section and can't decide if these are all mendacious lies meant to sell this garbage or if they thought this was the game they made.
Liquidator 2 is an action-packed first-person shooter game with large cinematic adventure components, 3 unique game environments, massive liling sequences, rich variety of characters and supercharged power-ups, automatic gameplay adjustment system. Liquidator fills ills-encompassing alien worlds with suspense and intrigue, making each gameplay experience totally unpredictable.
Now, cinematic is different from cinematic, so that's the truth. I don't know what liling sequences are supposed to be, so I can't really comment. A rich variety of characters, certainly not variety, because most of the enemies are fucking skeletons. Secrets are still marked, and they're mostly the same copied and pasted room with all the ammo, health, and armor you could ever need. It's not really a challenge. Weapons are almost all better, like the shotgun got a chasm upgrade, and now it's a double-barreled pump action that you have to reload. It holds 8, but not when you've got 7 shells loaded. You can't top off with 7, only 6. Primary is a single blast, and secondary is double. It's fairly reliable. The pistol secondary turns on a laser sight and it makes it good at headshots. The Uzi is an assault rifle now with an attached grenade launcher. The rocket launcher is still a rocket launcher. The only weapon to suffer in this translation is the flamethrower. which I assume does a ton of damage, but the flames are so dense and take up so much of the screen that it's hard to tell. You got lots of fuel though, and it eats through about 60 per second. We've got these teleport fuel barrels like in the last game. They just got a fresh coat of paint and aren't Duke 3D graphics. So you shoot these to get health. Right?
Fuck off.
There are parts of this that are loving recreations of areas from the original, and I don't get it. Like the swamp has this whole outside area with a dock and a couple of areas to access. While the new environments are more distinct and easier to navigate, the levels are still huge key hunts. Sorry, not keys. Blue Thala runes, or Rogalaz runes, or Yellow-Ruthes runes. You know, blue, red, and yellow, it's the same goddamn thing. They stuck to the bad key hunting. They doubled down on the bad key hunting. But hey, look, they did try to help. Not with a map, because as we saw before, the auto map wasn't that helpful. No, they put in a compass that'll point you in the right direction and will glow brighter the closer you are to an objective. You'd think that would be helpful, except where the arrow is pointing doesn't account for the Z-axis, so you could be above or below. Or you might need to pass through 3 fucking loading screens before you get where you're supposed to go. In the swamp level, it's pointing me in this direction and even glowing when I end up hitting a door I can't open. What I need to do is get lost in the lower tunnels until I find the one corridor that'll take me where I need to go before I surface again, so I end up with the exact same problem of constantly backtracking and having to fight the same enemies over and over and over and over and over and over. This game is shorter at least. There's no headquarters mission to slow you down, and really the episodes are just one long level. So Liquidator 2 has 3 levels instead of 6. That's objectively an improvement. What else can I say about the Swamps V2? It's prettier, but not really that much easier to navigate, and the enemies are annoying and never stop spawning. Is this what they mean by automatic gameplay adjustment system? You're hanging around looking for secrets and then some skeleton comes out of nowhere and damages you with an electric hit scan attack from across the room? By the second level, the Lost City this time, I've learned that headshots are OP and that the game itself is pretty easy. If infuriating and bad— oh god damn it! At least this kinda looks like a real video game. Like something a kid would be playing on his original Xbox on an episode of CSI Miami. And if the kid is playing this, he did it. Get him, officer. The wizard who summons little skeletons is back, and he's not quite as embarrassing to look at as before. He's annoying, and I easily kill him, but he still spawns more monsters. They're so weak, oh my god. The assault rifle, if aimed right, can kill enemies so fast, almost as fast as the flamethrower, and you can see what you're shooting. What a luxury! There's one area with mostly invisible monsters that I don't know how to kill, so I run past them. What are they gonna do, respawn? Ooh, scary. We got ugly swimming sections where you never ever run out of air unless you try very hard. You know what, this counts. Let's throw that up there. Close enough, right? Hey, at least the Duke 3D sharks are replaced with original killer fish that I have to hatchet because you can't use guns underwater, which really only applies in this level. The architecture work in this level isn't terrible. The texturing is kind of bad though, like the generic metal texture plastered over every bit of detailed surface and the weird photo-sourced looking gray bricks. It's just kind of odd looking, like there's clearly a lot more work put into the visuals and environments of this game. It still plays terribly, like if your baseline for acceptable shooters is having guns that make noise and shooting at stuff, you might enjoy this. I was fine in this level. I was chugging along, not getting too lost most of the time, following my compass, listening to the awful soundtrack. And then hell. In this new and improved Liquidator, hell is the worst. I was lulled into a false sense of security. I almost forgot about the lack of giant spiders in this one so far. Well, here's one, and you can't shoot it because it's the one that grabs you like a crane in Duke 3D. They kept that mechanic. I don't understand why. It adds nothing and is much slower than jumping the gap. Not far into hell, I come across the spike room. In theory, this is simple. You pull a lever and have to navigate past spike traps. On the other side, there's T-1000s, the only enemy in this game that poses a serious threat to the player because they toss fast explosives. So I get through the spike room and oh no, they respawned. Okay, but this time... Oh, no, they respawned again even earlier. And then I realized that my last save fucked up the scripting on the spike trap, so I have to load an earlier save if I want to get through it. This room nearly made me give up entirely. It's the hardest room in either game by a mile. It's not just that your movement is restricted, it's that the spikes themselves will hit you even when you think you're in a safe area. And while you have to obey the laws of physics, the enemy's explosives don't. They sail right through the spikes. See this here, this spike right in front of me? The one clearly not making contact with my body? Yeah, that kills me. The collision is so fucked up that I'm pretty sure the danger zone for these spikes is as wide as the hole they come out of. And once you find a relatively safe spot, I'm pretty sure the spikes are killing me when they retract, which is not how sharp, pointy things work. I've been shivved enough times to know that. Oh wait, no, I've got a way through. No, why am I stuck? Do you hear this fucking music? This is the music that plays in hell. This is from the game. This jazzy fucking troll music while I... You get killed or blocked by spikes that don't come into direct contact with you. I spent 20 minutes stuck on this goddamn room, and then I got out and saved immediately, and then saw this. Oh, I was blissfully unaware of the bleeding out mechanic this game had, because nothing triggered it before. So here I am, stuck, can't move, with a health jar, or possibly a poison jar, right there. My medkit is dry. I am stuck. So I load an older save, again, and go through all of this shit, again. And that's just the beginning of my trouble, because this level is the worst to navigate. That compass is pointing somewhere, but good luck knowing where, because half the level is vertically separated by fucking loading screens. Did I mention that they added worse falling damage to this one? Look, full health to nothing from a 10-foot drop. Excellent, so realistic. I spend probably an hour wandering around this level looking to get 2 yellow runes because I need 2 yellow runes to get through a place I can't find once I've gotten those runes because it's tucked away in a side area of like the second of 4 different floors of this godforsaken castle. There's even worse platforming challenges where depending on the area you might have lower gravity, but it's never consistent. So you'll walk into a room thinking there's no way I can make that jump and turn around, but no, the gravity is different in this room. A gravitational fluctuation localized entirely within this room. I need to go down this well with a fall that should kill me based on previous experience, but man, no, it doesn't matter. The enemy spawning might be the most annoying that it's ever been because it repopulates rooms I just cleared and then I have to turn around and deal with them again. It's so blatant that you can watch it happen, and they don't add any bosses to this, so after spending nearly 2 hours in this godforsaken level, I'm greeted by the credits. Not even an ending cutscene with the Stallone guy, nothing. Very cinematic. I think what we can take away from the Liquidator series is that no matter how bad a game is, somebody loved it and wanted to modernize it. So that Tech War remaster from Night Dive is just around the corner, kids. It's not. Please God, do not do that. I am begging you. Do not.